Our top story here at midday. Voters here in Iowa and across the U.S. are headed to the polls to cast their ballots today. And while this is an off-year election, there are still races with plenty of impacts that we will be tracking today. That includes in Virginia, New York, New Jersey, California, and of course right here in Des Moines. And one of the biggest items on the ballot is for Des Moines Public Schools. Voters will decide on the $265 million bond proposal that would increase access to full-day preschool and daycare, as well as establish a feeder pattern for each region of the district, and also close some schools while upgrading or repurposing others. If the plan passes, property taxes will go up by about $189 yearly for a home valued at $200,000. Now keep in mind, the bond must get 60% approval to pass. And Des Moines voters will also decide on 3 city council seats. Incumbent Mike Simonson is running for re-election to his at-large seat, going up against Indy Montalvo Martinez. Over in Ward 1, Rob X. Barron, C.C. Ibsen, and Dudley Mohammed are the candidates there, with the incumbent Chris Coleman not running for re-election. And District 3 Councilor Josh Mandelbaum is running unopposed. And with voting now underway this morning, Des Moines residents will be selecting, of course, those new city leaders, as well as some school board members, and deciding the fate of that bond referendum. Local 5's Megan McPherson is live outside of the Polk County Election Office this morning. And Megan, how are things looking out there at the polls so far?
Well, as you might be able to see and hear all around me, Joseph, it is a busy morning here at the new Polk County Election Office on Euclid Avenue in Des Moines. You can see that just behind me here, there are voters getting checked in. And then over this shoulder, there are, of course, people at those ballot boxes. They are at those desks that you can see that they are getting ready to cast their ballots there. So a lot going on here. And this is one of many places where residents are choosing today who they want to lead their schools and their city as well. I've spoken with several of them here today, many off camera, about what made them want to vote today, rather. And typically that's because turnout in local elections is lower than state or national elections. But the Reimagining Education Bond referendum for Des Moines Public Schools, you mentioned that just previously, was a big reason that many voters cited for their participation in this election. Now, here at the polls just a bit ago, we also spoke with Des Moines Mayor Connie Boesen. Her message to voters today: the Reimagining Education Plan will positively impact not just the district, but the city at large.
As the mayor of Des Moines and a former school board member, I know that the programs that they have laid out will definitely improve opportunities for the students of Des Moines. Just because this is a local election, we are the closest to the citizens. This is, I believe, the most important races that you can vote for.
Another key race that we are following today, there are 5 incumbents and some newcomers vying for 4 open seats on the Des Moines School Board. Incumbent Maria Alonso is taking on Marcus Conan and Sarah Hopkins for the 2 open at-large seats. Also, Skylar Mayberry Mays, who is the vice chair of the board, is running unopposed for the District 4 seat. And additionally, Ryan Howell also running unopposed for the District 2 seat. Now, if you haven't been able to get out and cast that ballot yet, of course, this is just one of many places you can go online, look up your polling precinct. We've been telling you that since this morning, and you have until 8 p.m. tonight to do it. Also, if you had an absentee ballot sent to you as well, make sure that whether you plan to drop that off in person, I think it's a little too late to mail it at this point, but if you want to drop that off in person, just make sure it gets done so by 8 p.m. That's also when the polls will close tonight. Live in Des Moines this morning, Megan McPherson, Local 5 News.
Good information there, Megan. Thank you. Also on the ballot in Dallas County, the Dallas Center Grimes School District is asking voters to approve an $88 million bond issue. If approved, that money will go toward renovations at each of the 5 buildings in the district. And administrators tell us that it's all about strengthening the community.
It's not lost on people in these communities how important our school is to that area. And so I would say that if you don't have a parent or if you don't have a child in the district, there is still a strong connection to aunts, uncles, neighbors, cousins along the line that we should all be proud of where we're from.
Local 5 spoke with one voter who is a hard no on the bond issue because she says she doesn't want the district to take on more debt. The tax levy is maxed out for the district, meaning taxpayers will be on the hook for longer instead of seeing immediately increased rates if approved.